today we had the great pleasure of speaking to Chip Z'Nuff of Enuff Z'Nuff. And Jason told me he was a character, and you were right on the money.
He's
what
a
lot
maniac.
of fun.
Yeah, he's a maniac.
In the best way.
yeah. He's not he's one of the nicest guys that you could run into in a dark, dangerous alley. And he might save you. He could talk whatever threat you had in that dark, dangerous alley. He could probably either kick their ass or talk them out of what they were trying to do, and then get them to give him $100 and share it with you.
Yeah, right. That's the impression I got. Yeah, exactly.
That's about right.
Yeah, he's in good humor and always has been, and I think that's probably one of the things that allows him to navigate the music business the way he does for as long as he's done it, 40 some years. And if you can't handle it with a certain degree of humor, the business will probably chew you up and spit you out. And he's got no shortage of humor. So we really enjoyed talking to him today. He's got a new album. Enuff Z'Nuff has a new album called Xtra Cherries. It's out on Cleopatra Records. And there's he's got a guest list on this album that's pretty impressive. He's got Neil Schon from Journey, Steve Stevens from Billy Idol's band, Steven Adler from Guns N' Roses, Gunnar Nelson, Robin Zander, Robert Fleischman, who we've had on this show, the Talk Louder podcast. Robert was sort of an interim singer for Journey. He followed Greg Rowley and sang for Journey before Steve Perry came along. And as it turns out, no surprise, all these guys happen to be friends with Chip. So he just, called up a few people and called in a few favors, and they guested on the album and made some great music.
I want to talk about the Illinois, Wisconsin area scene. Mm-hmm. Because Chicago alone is a live music capital of the world. Probably even more so than Austin, even though Austin took that tag and put it on a T-shirt and sold it at the airport.
Right.
I feel like it's important to point out that Chip is just using his resources, and these are people that are in his phone that he says hi at the laundromat, Yeah. And we're talking 30, 40 years of friendships, probably, just because Enuff Z'Nuff and he and everybody that we're kind of talking about is from an area that is huge in pop music and rock music and metal music, has venues on every street. And that in a way that's becoming rare. So yeah, he comes from this area where there's a lot of people that are a lot like him, and I think he surrounds himself with the same animals. I almost said dinosaurs. Sorry, Chip. So the cool thing is he has all these old school guys playing on his record, Mm-hmm. And I'll point out that at some point in this interview, if you look over Chip's shoulder, you will see, yes, that's Alex Kane from Life, Sex, and Death. The guitar player from Life, Sex, and Death is sitting there on his phone wearing his glasses, just chilling out behind him. Like, we start talking about Life, Sex, and Death. You go, yeah, I got Alex Kane from Life, Sex, and Death right here. I'm like, holy shit. I have that record, and so do you. Yeah, see what I'm saying? So this was really fun. And, really the only time I have a quick story. The first time that me and the Toys were at MTV Studios in New York, we were in like one part of the studio in our own dressing room. And then, we were going to do some kind of on-camera interview. And it was just a day of press. Well, we saw across the room over there was these two guys, and they were all glammed up. And I was asking, well, who is that? And, oh, they're in this band called Enuff Z'Nuff. So that was the first time I ever heard of Enuff Z'Nuff. It was the first time I ever saw anything that I can't unsee that would either remind me of Enuff's, big floppy hats and giant sunglasses and flowered plaid jackets and shit like that. And that would have been Chip. and we just had the dude on our shows. And then, you know, just seeing him out on the road sometimes, anytime the toys would go through Chicago, he would try to make a point to at least stop by, watch the first couple songs, say hi. And for years now, I've been seeing him on the Monsters of Rock cruises, and he's fun. Not to mention high energy and a great songwriter.
Yes. Yeah, the new album, I told Chip, and I'll say it again, I've been listening to an advanced copy of it for a couple days, and it is pure ear candy. It's what Enuff Z'Nuff is known for. Of course, people always point out the Cheap Trick and the Beatles influences, but I also hear a lot of like ELO. I hear some Queen. It's just big, catchy, hooky, memorable stuff. And the new album is chock full of that. It's called Xtra Cherries. It's out on Cleopatra Records. There was a couple things I learned today. I won't I won't spoil it, but stay tuned to the episode. You'll find out who Chip's cousin is. That made
by marriage,
Yeah.
he said, just to not blow the whole thing. But
Yeah, but
wow, that's wild.
You and I both went, huh?
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. Yeah. So that was a surprise. And, just a lot of good stories from the old days when, I mean, they're from the same class as Dangerous Toys. I think their debut album also came out in 1989. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were both doing press around the same time. We were both brand new bands, and, you know, that was a long fucking time ago, but yeah, they've always been present. They've always done really well. And Chip's I didn't realize that. I thought it was as much Donnie as Chip, but Chip was kind of helping the motor run as well as Donnie, and has been a mainstay, of course. Yeah. When people think Enuff Z'Nuff, they think Chip now, even though Donnie, you know, he and Donnie kind of created it. So, but it's glad to see that he's still out there doing it and writing great melodic music and staying very busy. He's also, and I knew this already, but he kindly reminds me, and I'm sure he'll remind me again. He is has a show on Monsters of Rock Radio, and that is directly related to Monsters of Rock Cruise. I didn't realize that it was a 24/7, 365 days a year with basically your favorite rock star DJing and telling jokes and doing whatever it is they do. And it's simulcast, obviously satellite, some kind of satellite channel. But I'm sure you can just look it up on the internet. It's internet radio for sure, but he's busy doing that. He does a show. I think I don't know how many times a week. I thought he said every day.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either, but it does occupy a fair amount of his time, as he was saying. I was totally unaware of the station, but it sounds really interesting. So people can look that up and tune in and catch up with Chip there as well. But yeah, great time today. He was a riot. I really enjoyed him. He seems like a really cool guy, super down to earth. Like that's a guy you'd want to hang out with. And
he's fun. He's very smart. He's very smart. You know, don't let the funny glasses and hats and, you know, flour in his face and, you know, funny shoes. I mean, he's dressed like a clown, but he's the real shit, man.
Yeah. He's another one of those guys we call a lifer. Just get in the van. Just get in the van.
Yeah.
Good time today. Enuff Z'Nuff has a new album out. It's called Xtra Cherries. It's out now. Chip's Enuff with us today on the Talk Louder podcast.